Today I would like to share with you the story of the Mishmash heart. And for parents who would like to follow along and use this story at home, and for more craft ideas or activity ideas, you can go to uua.org and look on there in the different curriculums for the Love Connects Us curriculum for grades 4 through 5. And this is actually from session 3. So our story takes place at another U church, and it takes place before we were all staying home, before the pandemic, and it's about a little girl named Emily. And Emily was taking part in an activity at church that all people, young and old, were taking part in, and the idea was to use craft materials to make little designs and pictures of their hearts. And I don't mean like a medical picture, but I mean like a figurative picture, which means to be creative and think about what does your heart look like to you in your mind, and to think about all the different things that ever happened to you in your whole life and the way your heart has felt. What kind of feelings does your heart hold? What kind of stories might your heart tell? So Emily worked really hard to make her heart as beautiful as she could. She used glitter and all sorts of different colored markers, and when she was done, she thought that she had done a really, really nice job on making a very beautiful heart. But as she was helping to clean up, she noticed a woman who was about the same age as her grandmother, who was still sitting at the table and working on her heart. And when Emily looked at it, she thought maybe there was something wrong, because the old woman's heart was covered in kind of a mishmash of crumpled papers and all sorts of different colors. Edges were torn, and there was even a hole in the middle and lots of wrinkles. So she went over to the woman and said to her, "Can I help you fix your heart?" And the woman smiled at her and said, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with my heart. This is simply how it feels. This is the story of my life and everything that has ever happened to me." And then she began to point out to different places in the heart where there was lots of color and lots of swirls and all different colors of tissue paper. She explained that each of these designs stood for a different happy moment in her life. And these included making friends at school when she was a child. They included the day that she graduated from high school and went off to college. They include the day she met her partner and fell in love. And they included the births of her 2 children. And then she went on to show the different designs that for her stood for the moment her children took the first steps or rode a bicycle by themselves for the first time, and when they graduated from school and when they started their own families as well. Then she told Emily a little bit about the parts where there were the wrinkles and the holes and the torn pieces. And she explained that these stood for moments in her life that had been sad, like when a good friend of hers in school had gotten measles, or when one of her children had fallen and broken a bone. And then the hole, she explained, was what was left when her partner had passed away. Well, looking at this heart, Emily saw that this woman had been through just so much in her life. The woman went on to tell her, "See these parts that are torn away here? The reason for that is because every person that comes into my life, they actually take part of my heart, and I give them part of my heart as well." Well, this was a little worrisome to Emily, and she said to the woman, "Well, but if you give everyone a piece of your heart, or they take a piece of your heart with them, won't it mean you're left with nothing at all, that there won't be anything left for you?" And the woman just smiled and said, "Oh no, dear, because you see, they always give me a piece of their heart as well." Well, then Emily looked down at her heart, and she thought about how hard she had worked on it, and she looked at the beautiful designs, and without a moment's hesitation, she tore a piece off and handed it to the woman. The woman smiled and found a special place for it on her heart, and then she did the same and tore a piece and gave it back to Emily. So that's the story of the Mishmash heart, and I hope that maybe you'll feel motivated to design your own Mishmash heart at home. You can find all sorts of materials in your house in order to make it, and I made a little example one here. So there's my heart, and this is something that you can do with your family all together, and it might be a lot of fun to then give each other pieces of your heart and to find a good spot on your heart in which to put it on. So I hope you enjoyed that story, and I hope that you'll enjoy the craft. If you would like, you can stay after this video ends. There's going to be a little additional part that kind of takes you through the steps of making your own heart. So enjoy and have a nice week. Thank you. Bye.
All right, to start making my mishmash heart, I have cut a heart shape out of some painting paper that I had here at home. And you can cut your heart out of fabric or out of any different kinds of paper. You could cut it out of cardboard, anything that you can find that's available. And you'll notice my heart isn't a perfect heart shape, not like you might see at the store for Valentine's. It has its own unique shape. So whatever you end up with is your own unique heart shape too. All right, I did a quick search around my house and I found some things to decorate my heart with. So I found some embroidery thread that I can use to make stitches around my heart. I found some beads that I have that remind me of certain people in my life or things that have happened or things I want to remind myself about. And then I found these beautiful dried flowers that I've had since last summer. I thought I could use them in some way and just, I guess for me, flowers show that we're always capable of growing and that we might surprise ourselves with how we change and bloom over time. And then I also have a box full of markers, some colored pencils, some needles, some thread, and my scissors. So everything I need to get going. Oh, and also I have a glue gun over here. But you can use any kind of craft glue at home. Just make sure it dries all the way before you pick it up. All right, so I'll be back after I put this all together to show you my finished heart. And I hope that you're feeling motivated to make your hearts at home too. All right, here's my completed mishmash heart. So you can see where I put the different beads and charms. And these for me really represent different members of my family. And then I have some maybe rain coming down here, but in the background I drew a whole sunset sky scene. I think when I'm looking for answers, sometimes I look to the sky. And I glued in my flowers here, which for me kind of mean growth and change. And right here I put in some stitches for some times that maybe when my heart's been hurt and I had to heal. So now that I've finished this heart, now if I want to, I can start taking off pieces to give to people. And when you're done with your heart, perhaps you can start doing that too. And anytime I take off a piece, maybe I'll have something to put back in as well. So I hope you enjoyed this story and this craft, and I look forward to seeing some of your mishmash hearts. Bye.